Hey guys, figure I'd make a video on mounting Truggy tires. I did one for buggy tires a few weeks ago, and Truggy tires are a bit different. I think in some cases maybe more difficult. I don't use a jig for those, and I did make a video probably a week ago, but I ended up removing it because that way of doing it, it works well, but it's easy to mess up. This way it's definitely safer, I guess. So this is a video that I can make and leave up for anybody that's mounting Truggy tires for the first time and feel comfortable doing it without making a mistake. So I got some JConcepts green reflex Truggy tires. Still working on the Truggy back here. Buggy's about ready to go. So just finished getting the Truggy ready. So JCon green reflex. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the bead with simple green. Clean my wheels with simple green, clean up the bead. And I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3 holes, obviously out here, 1, 2, and 3, evenly spaced towards the center. But again, just like the buggy, don't go through those ribs, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do all the prep and get them ready, and then jump back on with you guys and show you how I mount these, and hopefully it'll help. Truggy tires can be a pain because the foams, they don't seem to wrap, they don't seem to wrap around the wheel like 8 scale and some 10 scale tires do, just because of the big foams and the soft compounds we're using. So I'll prep these up and then I'll get back on with you guys, and we'll go from there. All right guys, I got these all set up, or at least one of them anyways, to do this quick. Go ahead and get it on there, get your bead on the surface here. Make sure it's not hung up on that back wall. Make sure that it's kind of hard to explain, but make sure that back lip is down and you almost have a V here, with the rim. So you can just peek in there, make sure it's all nice and even. And if you look at this, work this a little bit more. What I'm trying to do is just get that gap even all the way around, just by pulling the tire a hair this way or that way with the foam, making sure that it doesn't get hung up, that the tire doesn't get hung up on that rib in the back. So as you can see here, you can see that air gap right there, and it looks pretty even all the way around, and that's what you want. Take your time doing this. It's we all know these things are expensive, so it's cool to be able to mount up a set of tires real quick, in 10 minutes or whatever. And if you have to at the track, then cool. But otherwise, just take your time and get them done upright, so you don't got to worry about it, or even trying to repair them at the track if they start to peel. You don't want to have to do that, because it's honestly, in my opinion, that's the beginning of the end anyways. I don't like running tires that are starting to peel and got gobs of glue on them. So anyways, so that's that. Got my holes 1, 2, and 3. That's where my holes are. So this one's good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my band on here, and I'm gonna get it set to about the first or second row of spikes. You don't want it too far forward, or it's gonna be hard to glue. Too far back, and it's actually gonna wanna push that bead up and out. So you can kind of gauge whatever set of tires you're mounting to see where it's a comfortable place to put it. And because you'll see if it's wanting to push it out or up. So that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna take a look at the bead again and make sure that it's all even around there. I know this process seems slow, guys, but it's because I'm making a video. You guys are doing it, it's a lot faster when you're just going through it. So you can see that bead's flush all the way around. So now what I'm gonna do, obviously I haven't put any glue on it yet, is I'm gonna take my glue. This is thin, medium, work fine too. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna pick something on the tire. Normally on the back, it'll be the green dot. Up here, I'm gonna start with the number right here, okay? And then I'm gonna start my way around, just so I know where I started. And I'm just gonna pull it back and put a little bit of glue in there, okay? Pull it back enough to just get a little bit of glue in there, little push downward so it stays. You don't wanna pull up and out, you just wanna kind of push down and give it a little push, a little glue. The thin goes a long way, so you don't have to go crazy with it. It'll travel real well through there. So I'm just rotating and a little glue. Okay, if you notice you come up short a little bit, you don't have to make such a big rotation, and you can put the glue closer together. But you'd be amazed at how this glue travels through that bead, especially if it's thin. So I come up a little shy of the number, but that's because, like I said, the glue's traveling. Now I'm just rotating it around, and you'll have a couple different areas running, but just keep spinning it. They'll all join up and turn into one big drip, I guess we could call it, or drop. And just keep rotating it, and you'll see it start to dissipate a little bit. That run will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And on this one, I'm not going to go around again with the bottle. This is it. So basically, I glued the bead down in there, and then also made what a lot of people put a little extra line of glue around the outside for a second time. This is kind of all in one. So hopefully you guys can see, because I've been concentrating on this and not making sure you guys can see on the camera. So now you can see, if I can get that light to reflect on there, you can see that bead all the way around. And looks perfect, actually. That looks really good. Give a little push on it here, down. And I'm gonna set this aside to dry. So that's definitely a great way to do it, a safe way to do it. And you don't have to, the Truggy tires are kind of big to glue and then stretch the band over and hope you don't get glue on your thumbs and then all over your wheel. This is a way you could set the bead and then glue it. And again, just small increments. So hopefully that helps you guys. Again, take your time. If you're new at this, don't get frustrated. You know, just slow down, take your time, do little increments, pull back, little increments, and you know, just like when we're out on the track, continue to do it, and it'll get a little faster if you're in a hurry. Hey guys, I wanted to add in also, when you're doing the back, I could go through and do the back, but it's basically the same thing, so I didn't want to make this video too long, so hopefully you guys made it this far. But when you do the back, it's going to be the same exact way, except what you'll notice, if you get your glue, if you get too much glue to pop out, and we make that drip by spinning it, it'll start to run down the wheel. This is where that blue towel that I talked about in other videos comes in important. So you don't want to wipe flat on the top, okay? Just wipe the inside line. What that's going to do, it's going to keep any glue from running down in there, but it's going to leave the glue so you can make that nice bead and spin. But if it gets too excess, just wipe it straight up and down, and make sure your towel's layered a little bit, and do it fast and get those runs out of there, okay? Straight up and down. And then you can spin your wheel just like we did earlier in the video and let that bead run around. So just wanted to tell you guys that. Again, take your time. It ain't worth messing up. And as you get more comfortable with it, if you're new at it, then that'll come. So first things first is make sure they're mounted right and make sure they're gonna last. So, all right guys, again, I'm no pro, that's just what I do, and it seems to work for me, and hopefully helps you guys out. All right, thanks guys.